So there seems to be about 5 cards that have been spoiled by MTG Salvation that have not been spoiled by on the visual spoiler, the Wizards of the Coast visual spoiler. So just go over those really quick. We got Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. So this is a 15 mana Eldrazi. It's another mythic, so 3 of your mythics for the set are Eldrazi at least. 15 for a 15/15. He can't be countered. When you cast him, you take an extra turn after that one. He has flying and protection from colored spells, and Annihilator 6. And when he's put into the graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. I'm not too excited by the artwork here. I think the idea they were going for was good, but it doesn't quite look to me like it worked out. As a card, so it's another shuffle your graveyard into your library. So you probably, a lot of the Eldrazi decks might play this as a one of, especially since you can search it out and it keeps coming back. Taking an extra turn, I mean, this means they're going to probably die. Flying protection from colored spells, which doesn't mean it can't be targeted by a spell while it's on the stack, but it can't be countered, so that doesn't help too much unless you're going to remove it from the game, use one of those counter spells. Annihilator 6 means if it ever gets to attack, you lose, and the fact that you take an extra turn probably means you will be able to. You'll need a colorless spell to kill it, so some kind of colorless dark banishing. So that's definitely one of them. The biggest of the Eldrazi and the meanest, I'm sure. Okay, and then we've got Near-Death Experience. So, can't really see it, and I can't click on these. Anyway, it's just a it's just an enchantment for 2 colorless and triple white. It's another I win the game card. It says, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 1 life, you win the game. So, if you have some way to pay life or something, as an instant, you could do that on your end step, go down to 1 life, win the game on their turn, on your next turn. Time will tell if there's a card that allows you to abuse it and do it consistently. If you're playing against any kind of red deck, I mean, you're going to want to be playing like blue so you can counter that last burn spell they try and aim at you. Yeah, so, who knows? 5 mana is a little much for a combo card. That doesn't immediately win you the game, like Open the Vaults. At least Open the Vaults immediately gets all your stuff, and you don't have to put yourself in this vulnerable position. So probably a bad card. Probably bad. There's a couple of red cards. Kargard, Dragonlord. It's also in this group. It's like pretty good artwork. Double red for a 2/2 human warrior. Level up for 1 red. At level 4 it becomes a 4/4 flying. So a 4 red, get up to that. And then level 8, he's a flying trample with fire breathing. That's an 8/8. So, yeah. So, I mean, in limited, it could be pretty dumb. He's mythic. Constructed, I don't know if he's good enough. Seems a little small. But the fact that he's a grizzly bear for red and has some reach gives him some viability for limited or constructed. I don't know. Yeah, in limited, you're obviously going to have to get rid of him or probably die to him. Lord of Shatterskull Pass. 3 and a red for a Minotaur Shaman. Don't have a picture of him, I guess. It's just kind of fuzzy picture right there. 3 and a red for a Minotaur Shaman. Level up of colorless and a red. Level 1 to 5, he becomes a 6/6. Starts as a 3/3. So you know, for 6 mana you get your 6/6 in 2 installments. And then level 6 plus, whenever he attacks, deals 6 damage to each creature the defending player controls. So it's another guy you're going to have to get rid of. But it's going to take them 16 mana to get there. So, you know, you might be able to kill them before they get him active. But he's pretty big. He'll be pretty good and limited. I don't think that was Naturalize. Apparently they're reprinting Naturalize. So, you know, that's fine, I guess. It's a utility card. And then there's a really important card, which they're saying is their source is the orb. So they've kind of investigated this by putting stats into the Orb of Insight, which tells you like yes or no, like whether something's in the set. So they think this is what this land is. It's Eldrazi Temple. Either taps for 1 colorless or taps for 2 colorless for Eldrazi abilities or spells. So that's the other land. That's the non-legendary land that'll make the Eldrazi a lot more playable. I guess overall, the sets so far seems fine. I think mechanically it's pretty interesting. I like the level up ability. Rebound seems like an interesting ability, though I don't know that they've really so far I've seen anything that's really been a great use of it. Totem Armor seems like a good ability. Overall it seems really slow. The flavor of the set overall I think is a little weak. Just the last several sets I haven't really been excited by the flavor of Magic. But maybe I'm just more critical than I used to be, and my standards are getting higher. I just feel like they could do a bit more to kind of give you a sense of the world that you're playing in, the set that you're playing in, the world that it's set in, the setting, instead of kind of all these just independent cards that are, little figurines or whatever, So I like the story. I'd like to see a little more cohesion. I'd like to see just a little more in the artwork, that tells a story. Anyway, but overall, it seems like it should be an interesting set to play. It could get really annoying if it's just like this super slow format that whoever gets the biggest thing out first wins without good removal or something, or card advantage. So I mean, time will tell how it actually interacts in limited and constructed, but we shall see.